Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. Last time we talked about the story sequence chart. And if you remember, we did our story sequence chart on Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now what we're going to talk about is summarizing the narrative. And like I said before, to summarize a narrative, we need a story sequence chart. All that summarizing a narrative really is, it's all about finding the basics of a story and writing down the basic idea of it, summarizing it, just like we've been doing with other paragraphs so far. This is just a slightly longer work, and that's why we use the story sequence chart to help us out. So as usual, we're going to go ahead and do 3 paragraphs, and here's how we're going to break this information up. As you can see, I have paragraph 1, 2, and 3 written in the margins. So let me go ahead and walk you through exactly what we're doing. First off, in our first paragraph, we got to set up what the story is about. Who's in the story? What kind of situation is it in? And that's why setting and characters are going to be in our first paragraph here. Now our second paragraph is going to be about the conflict and the plot. What's the problem? What's the conflict? What's the fight all about? And how does that fight look in the story? What are some of the main points? The third paragraph is going to be about our climax, and it's going to start off with our climax, because that's the big moment that this whole thing has been working up to. Then we're going to talk about the resolution and the themes. So let me go ahead and give you an example of how this works. So first off, our setting is a long time ago, galaxy far, far away. Let's see. I think all I need is long ago and far. I think that's enough to help me remember exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't look much like an A. There we go. I think that that's enough to help me remember the whole concept of a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, even though I'm not going to use those exact words because those aren't my words. So, next we have the characters. So, when we're summarizing this, we've got Luke, and let's see, we don't need, well, let's write his last name just in case you need it. Skywalker. And at the beginning, he's a moisture farmer. Let's see. He has this friend, Ben, R2-D2, and C-3PO. They all know each other on Tatooine. They meet Han and Chewbacca. And they go to save... Let's see. No, let's do it this way. Leia is captured by Vader. Now, as you notice, I just took all of this information, the characters and the setting, kind of threw it all together and put it right there. It's not too hard. Alright, now with the second paragraph, we're going to talk about the conflicts and the plot. So, I'm going to focus on writing down the plot points, exactly what it is that happened in the story, and then kind of tie the conflicts into it. So, the first thing that happens is Luke finds out it's Rebels versus Empire. And he eventually becomes part of this fight too. Let's see. So the first thing that happens is Luke's aunt and uncle are killed by Imperial troops, of course, because they're looking for the droids. Let's see. They leave the planet. Leave with Han and Chewie. Let's see, the next thing that happens, they save the princess. Save Leia. And then we have Ben versus Vader and Stop Death Star. And we're just going to go ahead and write that just as is. Ben versus Vader. And of course I remember well enough that Vader wins that one. And Stop Death Star. Okay. So there we go. Now in paragraph 3, I'm going to talk about the climax, resolution, and themes. Excuse me. So, the climax is Luke blowing up the Death Star, Vader's coming after him. It's not looking pretty. So, let's see. We'll put it like this. Luke. Let's see. Blow up. We can't put blow up. That's too many words. Attack. We can use that. That'll be enough to help me remember. Death Star. Okay. So then Vader. Let's see. Vader versus Luke. And the rebels win. Yay! Give a smiley face because it makes me happy. Let's see. Vader's ship tumbles off into space. Ship. I'm going to put tumbles. I like that word. I know what that means. And then there is a reward ceremony. Let's see, that is the end of my resolution. Let's go into the theme. Regular people can be heroes. Let's see. Every day, since that's one word. People, heroes. All right, now as you can see, guys, I just created a keyword outline from these notes. Pretty amazing, huh? And it's really not that hard. All you have to do is you have to think about what's going on, what's the setting, who are the characters, what are the most important things that you need to know right off the bat about the characters. The second part being the conflicts, the plot, what happens, how does this move, what are the problems going on. And then the third paragraph, of course, being the climax, the biggest point in the story, which is these two right here, the resolution, and then what are we supposed to learn from this story. So, and make sure that you use these keywords to help you create a title. Always a handy way to go. Alright, so that is all for summarizing narratives. Of course, you'll use this keyword outline, and you can make slight alterations to it as you write when you're actually writing your paragraphs. And I think that's all for right now. As always, please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in class.